Okay, so we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about boys to men, ABC, 1, 2, 3. Is that how it goes? The point is, I have a friend. I have a friend, and I have several friends actually who have sons. And so in the conversation, like people have asked me, or maybe not asked me, to make a video for their children who are becoming adults and being a young male teenager. What's that like? And what advice can I give young male teenagers? So, hey, young male teenager, how are you doing? What's going on? Don't fart in public. I think that really take mint, take mint. I think that might think it's funny, especially as you're transitioning into the age. But eating mint a little bit more and being aware of your farts and when you fart, I think is really an optimal uh ch- into becoming adulthood, into becoming an adult. Because farting is that gray line, where you think it's funny. It's like it's no longer funny. Once you're a teenager, farting is no longer funny. So let's get that out of the way. So I think that that's an important thing. I what else? Let's talk about health, skincare. Ooh, skincare. So skincare and ingrown, you're gonna get hairs. You're gonna get hairs, and you might get ingrown hairs. So one thing that a lot of people don't talk about is scrubs. Like get a really good loofah and just scrub yourself. Just literally scrub a lot of the dead skin. And a lot of people say, "Oh, it can't be put lotion." Put scrub really hard, scrub everywhere so you don't have any ingrown hairs as your body is changing, scrub everywhere. Like if you're like half lizard and so scrub you're not. So scrub everywhere and shed all that shells because that skin will layer on top and it'll create blisters and stuff like that. Skin regimen for me, I had really bad acne when I was younger. I had really bad acne. So I just took tetracycline. You know, what do I do for my skin now? I do masks. I get masks, and witch hazel. I think witch hazel's gotta be your best friend. You witch hazel every night. You witch hazel. Get a little sponge, and you witch hazel your skin. You put it on you drip it in there, and you witch hazel everything. You witch hazel the shit out of it. Also, you got to realize that if it's really, this is really like you're breaking out and it's real, first of all, you're going to change. It's going to go away. This is just an element in time and space. Maybe, eat dietary things. They say that eating garlic, don't do that whole garlic thing where you put garlic in your face. I'm not kidding you. Do not mash garlic or do not rub garlic in your face in order to clear up your pimples because garlic actually creates necrosis. So you're literally killing your skin. And I've done it on my foot, and now I have a permanent scar because I literally was peeling off my skin. So a lot of these home remedies that you're seeing on TikTok, do not. Okay, do not. And sometimes you'll be like, well, I saw it on TikTok, and then I asked AI, do not. Well, to ask AI, sure, ask AI, but I think at the end of the day, you need a doctor, right? So I think that some basics, like, some things, witch hazel, learning basics about skincare. You don't want to dry your skin out too much. You do want to put on lotion. People are like, why would you put on lotion? Because it covers up. No, there's actually good lotion because when your skin is too dry, it creates extra oil. So you want to balance your skin. You want to know what your T zones are. Where do you get most oily? Where do you get the most breakouts? After eating, what you do is you don't just brush your face, your teeth, but you also clean your mouth. Sometimes you'll have like little residue of oil, stuck right here, and so you want to clean your mouth. Shaving. So there's different rules about shaving. I personally go all everywhere. What I do is I shave down and I shave up. And I really, first and foremost, what I do is I get a warm towel in order to loosen up my skin. So then I take that warm towel and I just put it all, run it through hot water and then put it in my skin so that it loosens, makes my skin a little bit looser. And then I put on the lotion, then I put on the lotion, not the shaving cream, and then I shave. I usually use things that are three. I know people like "Yeah, it's environmentally friendly. I use the three blade stuff, and I try to get it clean, and I do it. I mean, literally, I did it yesterday, and it's already growing back out. And I think that has to do a lot. If you want your hair to grow, if you want to have a big old luscious beard, I believe that's the way. You let it grow, you trim it, you let it grow, you trim it, and then it's like, it gets stronger. It's kind of like plants where you're supposed to trim them and then they get stronger. All of a sudden, you can use your hair up. Okay, so we've got that. So you want to scrub everywhere. You want to scrub everywhere. Let's see. Keep yourself clean, deodorant. I personally, a lot of people say, some people say it has aluminium or aluminum. And so when you put it in your pits, you can get breast cancer. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't laugh about it, but men can get breast cancer too. So it's not a laughing matter. So really think about what kind of like, I think Burt's Bees, there's some really natural stuff out there that you can put on your armpits, that don't necessarily, and they may not coconut oil. There's some really, I personally like the spray on ones rather than the ones that you actually lather on. So that's that. Teeth wise, and let's talk about getting into smoke. First of all, don't smoke. Please don't smoke. Like at least I can't say anything else. I can't say much for other drugs, but I will tell you that tobacco is bad. Tobacco is really bad, and it's addicting. And if don't get into it, it's just you'll rewire your brain. You'll literally be chained for a long time, and it'll be hard to break that chain. And it's been hard, and it's been a process. I've been on, I've been off, I've been on, I've been off, and I'm off right now, you know what I mean? And I'm happy about it. So, but it's a journey. It's a journey. So please just don't, it doesn't what it does is it makes you like it relaxes you and other stuff does it that are much healthier for you than that. Meditation, rubbing your palms together, till you get high. That's another trick. So we've got that going on. Let's see, boys to men grooming. Okay, so after you turn 12, all the negative energy, now you're responsible for all your karmic debts, whatever stuff that you did before, whatever energy you did before. So it's really important for you to do your chart, or you learn where the planets were when you arrived in the Earth, to learn what your challenges are and then also do it with your parents and see where their planets are and align them and be like, okay, how are you there to help me? Because before you came into this world, you chose, well, that's what I believe. You chose the parents, and your parents chose you in order to help each other create world peace. I don't So acne, diet, and food. One of the biggest mistakes that I did when I was younger is not eating enough vegetables. So, and one of the things that I learned much later was to take vegetables and just chop them up and put them in chicken salad and make myself a sandwich. I like that consistency, that pasty kind of thing that you can put together and slam it and then just put it in, and eat it. It really works out if you're going to the gym or if you're on the run. It's just having like a pasty thing, chicken, tuna salad, whatever. Of course, be aware of your time and when you made it. Some of those things actually last longer than others based on the chemicals they put in them. You can make yourself a little thing, but that's, I love chicken. Exercise. I think that a lot of, you're coming into age and you're like, have all this energy and you have all this. So my personal advice is get into at least once a week into the gym or running or doing some kind of physical activity. My for a lot of people, like if you're an artistic person, what you do is you put on your headphones and then you turn it into a video game. I put on my headphones, I go to the gym, I set the incline for the highest incline, and then not the lowest speed, but a reasonable speed, and I'm walking uphill. After a song, I lower the incline, increase the speed. Lower the incline, increase the speed till I'm reasonably walking. And you know what? I actually runway walk because I pretend like I'm on a runway, so I'm walking, or I'll pretend like if I'm on those machines, I'm like on Star Wars and I'm like trekking out to the world and I'm gonna go save somebody that needs saving. I'm gonna get the jewel, stuff like that. I'll just run whatever's going on in my head while my headphones are on. So those kind of things. Embarrassment. I think that what a lot of people don't realize is that all these kids in this time, when you're a teenager in high school, you all feel this sense of fear. Like everything could break at any point in time. Anybody could do anything to destroy everything that has ever been brought to you and for you. And it's the horrible fear that you fear for 4 years until you leave and you're like, oh my gosh, and now it's college. If you go to a 4-year college, you'll be that kind of kid. You're worried about, anything I do or say will destroy my entire future. And some people don't, you know. So, I think that that's, your sense of popularity, your sense of who do you talk to, who do you not talk to, who do you sit with, who do you not sit with, who are you friends with. You feel like you're literally like you're a little weed and you're just poking your head out into the world and you're like, all these different plans and who's gonna help me, who's not gonna not. And I think there's a lot of stress to being a teenager because it's that transition a lot. And even getting into out of teenagerhood into college, there's a lot of stress. So how do you deal with the stress? First of all, you understand that you're an infinite human being, right? You see, I'm old, not old, I'm young. I don't know, you know. So the point is that I love my life. I love where I live. I love what I do, and I love my family. I love my friends, and I feed positivity. I try to constantly feed positivity. So that's what you do. That's what you do. You just, first of all, you're setting, you realize everybody's totally hyper stressed and you started just feed positivity, just be positive, just don't judge them. People are on different levels. People don't understand things. People can only see what they want to see sometimes. And it's okay. It's all cool. It's all good. It's all good. You know what I mean? If you're having issues, focus on yourself, create something that you can move towards, a project, set yourself some goals. Be like, okay, I'm going to make this art piece. I'm going to do this particular thing. Just set yourself goals. And as you're meeting your goals, you can have that sense of accomplishment. A lot is rhythm. A lot is rhythm. I'm going to say that again. A lot is rhythm. And so just being aware of the rhythm that you're creating, whether it's positive or whether it's negative. One of the basic rhythms that can be really negative is wasting time, you know, and you look at the things that you're doing with your life and wondering, wow. Now, yes, we are infinite human beings that will return into other dimensions that are based on whatever it is that we have given on this earth. Totally understandable. But there are people suffering. And some of the words, some of the things, some of the actions that we can take instead of being lazy can really help. So I appreciate a lot of people that are making those efforts. And we're building up to talking about David Archuleta and his book. So yeah, so that's what were we talking about? Oh yeah, Become a Young Man. So read David Archuleta's book, Devout. I think that's a really good book. What do you think as a parent or as a teenager? What is a really good book that you personally recommend in the comment section down below for teenagers growing up? And ultimately, if you're a teenager, know that there's love out there. Know that people love you. Complete strangers are hearing your story. And I don't know any teenagers. Do I know any teenagers? No, not really. But I care about you. I deeply, deeply care about you. And I care because you're the future and you're a human being and you're the light of the creator, So I really worry about you and millions of us, if not billions of us who are not parents care about you. But we just don't have the words or maybe the courage and, stuff like that. Well, now it's the time. Now it's the time to have the courage to say to a teenager and not be a creep about it. I love you. I love you, teenager. Ugh, you're so nice, teenager. How you doing? Can I buy you a dinner, teenager? No, don't do it like that. Just make a video and say, teenagers, I know it's rough. We're gonna, as adults, do better and not just leave the future to us. We are going to usher a better future for you. Okay? We're on it. I want to wish you all a wonderful one. Are you on it? How are you ushering a better future? Let me know in the comment section down below. I want to wish you a wonderful, wonderful eternity.